So how did it go? How was the gig? Stay tuned and find out. Hi guys, just a quick one. Arrived at the venue. We're at Singleton Lodge at Singleton. The band's just here. We're just about to load the gear into the venue. It's Paul's wedding. He's wed as we speak, so we're just waiting for them to shift some tables, and then we're ready to rock and roll.
Oh, it's a video!
Yes, it's a video!
Singleton Lodge.
Singleton Lodge.
First gig in 2 years.
This is Christy, our singer. I'm all excited. Oh yeah! Bring it on, this is the room. This is the room. We're bringing the gear in. Oh!
Oh yes!
There we go, I'm getting dizzy. We've just done a sound check, and to be honest, it's brought it all back. We've been playing at home, we've been playing in rehearsals in the studio, but when you play in a decent room, it sounds great. The room's filling up now, and it's beginning to get together. Really excited about the gig, and bring it on. It should be a really good night for Paul and Shelley, and absolutely superb. Just loving it, so I shall report back very, very shortly.
Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. You got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems you always just too rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Now I barely feel like life is just too tough. You got the love I need to see me through. And through these storms, you are my daily beat.
How was that first set?
Amazing. Our first gig back after 2 years.
Excellent, wasn't it? Absolutely excellent. We've got celebrities at the bar as well. We've got Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. He's popped in to see us, which is, he's just getting an order in. Yeah, so yeah, he was on the dance floor, but yeah, good second set.
Yep, looking forward to just getting a little refresher now, aren't we?
Fantastic, there we go. Right, let's get a pint and crack on.
Yes, crack on.
Oh! The Cooper Collective is a 5-piece band. There's Christy Cooper, who does the lead vocals. She's brilliant as Christy, great sense of humour. She's a fantastic performer. Looks the part, fantastic. She's great to have at the front of the band. Better looking than me. My sister Amanda, she does all the keyboards and some really good backing vocals, and I would imagine she'll do some lead vocals at some stage. I'm sure we'll do that. Got me doing the guitar stuff. Norman, he's the rock of the band, punching out some really good bass lines, and Norman is really meticulous about how he approaches and does things, which is really, really good. Kev Bannon, fairly new to the band. This was his first outing with the Cooper Collective, and to be honest, Kev, he did really well. As your first go with us, and to be honest, it's a very diverse set full of potentially complicated, diverse material, which is what the Coopers is all about. The band, I felt as a whole, for the first gig in such a long time, we did really, really, really well. And yes, there are things that we can take away from that gig and actually sort of build on. And indeed, there's a couple of bits that I took away from that gig on a personal level that I can build on too. Some really good feedback. Steve Jelly from Molly's Chamber came up to me end of set once. That was absolutely awesome. Well, the groom got up and he did 3 songs. He did Pearl Jam Alive, Walking in the Shadow of Blues by White Snake, and Don't Believe a Word, which is Thin Lizzy, which Gary Moore covered. I think it might have been live in Belfast or something. In fact, that was actually my favourite track of the night, because that takes me back to my mellow kind of sort of still got the blues Les Paul guitar playing that I absolutely love. But Paul did 3 really good songs with the band, and it just goes to show that he's going to have a really good future with the band called The Deal. So Paul, wish you any success with that. In relation to me camera, a little bit disappointed with it. It's this camera that is looking at me at the minute. Yes, it's you. And for some reason, and I don't know why, it would only let me record for 30-minute intervals. So I only managed to record a few bits and pieces of set 2, which was, frustrating to be fair, because all the great songs, all the big anthems, they're always at the end of set 2. For example, Champagne Supernova. I love that Oasis. It's brilliant. People went mad for it. But there's equally other good stuff there as well that I wanted to film, because the band is a really, really good band. But it'd been really nice if we could have captured it on this camera, which stopped recording, you naughty thing. Incidentally, during the gig, now, I didn't realise this until I heard the recordings afterwards, the amount of songs that I actually used the Les Paul on. To be honest, it's a majority of the gig, and it's only probably about 4 or 5 guitar swaps in, say, a set which was almost 30 songs, where I picked up the Fender and used that. It just seemed like the flow of the set ushered me towards using the Les Paul a lot more than I normally would. And to be honest, it actually did really well in most of the set. Really, really pleased with the tone of it, as I always am. Really versatile. I've really got to grips with this guitar. But again, we've not played in such a long time that doing all this is interesting. What's going to happen? I've got to work around a set list which the band have sorted out and work out where my guitar changes are going to be. And my guitar changes have got to be slick. They've got to be rapid, so we don't interfere with the actual pace, the movement of the band. So it was quickly just a case of scanning through the set list as we're working through songs, and I'll be thinking, oh, it's going to be the Strat in the next song. As we get to the end of that song, I would mute the guitar, unplug, guitar down, next guitar up, plug in, unmute, and ready to go. And that worked quite well. In fact, Norman did say, so I didn't even see actually changing guitars. Well, to be honest, it was really, really quick. And these are the kind of things I'm really trying to sort out. In the environment that we're in, we don't have the luxury of bigger bands where they get, where they've got guitar technicians coming on and going, there you go, Kev, there's your next guitar, all ready tuned up and plugged in and ready to go. But no, we don't have that. We've got to sort it out all ourselves. I was doing quite a lot of tuning up during the night, but that was just a little bit of a safety net. Really pleased to say that both guitars, as mentioned in episode 2, incredibly stable with the tuning. I didn't really have to change anything, but I was checking, every sort of opportunity just to make sure. And I was really pleased with the tuning stability of both guitars. Really, really good. So the pedal board worked really, really well. The Laney Ironheart IRT 60, I just set it up to its datum settings, which I normally use, which was about mid-volume on the master volume, pushing out about 30 watts, something like that. It was ample and it sounded great, and I've listened to the recordings afterwards, and you can hear the guitar just singing, the sustains there. It's brilliant, and I can see why I used it more than the actual Fender. I mean, the Fender's a great guitar, but for some reason I just ended up erring towards the Les Paul that night. It just sounded incredible, sounded really good. But one thing I've decided to do is, because I've been concentrating on the Strat and the Les Paul for the actual gig, I started last night playing the Cooper set, but playing it on the Firebird and also the Telecaster to get dialed into those. Now, what I found last night was a Firebird. Yeah, it's almost like it's left-hand drive. Well, that brings us to the end of our 3-part series on Am I Gig Ready? And I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave me a comment on the YouTube page, send me a message through Instagram. You'll always get a reply. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, because it really helps me to make better content. Give me a like and hit me in the bell icon. And I've always wanted to say that. But there's always time of the day for a brew. Cracking.